I get asked all the time, what's your favorite thing to shoot? Hands down, it's food. It doesn't have double chins, it just makes them. It doesn't talk back, it doesn't whine about its hair, the heat, anything. The best part, I can grunt and paw at it without worrying about having to pay Michael Cohen a retainer. So, moving on, here is a basic shot. We've all seen it, we've taken it, we liked it, all of it. Straight up, clean, 3/4 view. I take these daily. The majority of my shots are this. These are my assignments. I also relish the opportunity to get creative and to get down and dirty with the food, which is totally my style. So how can you take a shot like this? It's easy, but not so easy. You can always improve what you're doing. First, I shoot with thousands of dollars worth of gear a day. You don't need that. You don't need the lights. You don't need anything. For y'all's needs, all you need is a smartphone. They scare the hell out of me. They are going to put me out of business. I know that. So, getting into the dish, here's what I have to figure out. What is the hero? Usually it's the protein. So, find a way to shift the eye to that. Okay? What sold you on that dish on the menu? Why did you order it? You ordered this one because of the shrimp. That's what you photograph, not everything around it. Focus on the hero. Zoom in. Get close to the item you were showcasing. I don't want you to step back 20 feet away to take a photo of a bunch of French fries. Get in, dig into that dish. Get close. I want to see those crispy lines. I want to see, I guess that's Parmesan there. I want you to see the shadows, the highlights, everything about it. Don't be afraid to put a utensil in the shot. Invite your audience to eat with you. Okay? Make sure it's appropriate though. Like a spoon for soup. Don't put a fork out there. This is an oyster fork with oysters. Quick side note, if you're still following, just because Instagram will let you edit your photos like it's a meal on Mars doesn't mean you should do it. Don't oversaturate, oversharpen, just the shadows and the highlights, but that's it. All right, on to better lighting. Some of my best equipment on a food shoot is a white bounce card that costs $3. These are cheap. You can get them at Hobby Lobby. You don't want to cart this around? You don't want to go to White Star Market with it? Cool. Use a menu, a piece of white paper, anything that can reflect light. Sit to the left or the right of a window. Place the card on the non-window side of the dish. Bounce that light back in. What you see is what you get. Move it around, get clicking. All right, basic views. There are 3, in my opinion, that most food photographers use. You got eye level, 3/4 length, that's 3/4 length, and overhead. All right, it all depends on what you're shooting. Soups, spaghetti, pho, go overhead. You want to show everything in that dish. Cocktails, sandwiches, tacos, go eye level. You want to bring that environment in. So in the next shot, you'll see a photo or a sign behind the margarita. It says tequila bar. I'm looking around in the environment. What can tie in my environment into the shot? So I'm telling the viewer what are they drinking? What are they looking at? Tablescapes. You're going to go 3/4 length. When you order a ton of dishes, you want to go a little bit above or a little bit below eye level, so you can really see the scope of everything you have on that table. These aren't hard and fast rules. These are just base level. It's really just my opinion. I shoot all 3 for each dish I'm assigned, and then I select the best angle, and I just kind of dig in from there. If whatever looks good, then I just keep going and keep kind of working the table. All right. Then after that, you can start kind of using some foreground elements to bring the eye into the hero of the dish we discussed earlier. So at this point, I'm using those limes in that corner. You glance at it, you don't really notice it. But what it's doing is it's drawing your eye into those hero cocktails up top. So, basically you're using those to add color. So if you have something that's not very colorful, throw a lime in there. Throw anything that's raw and just kind of push the eye that way. All right, so I get asked all the time, how do you make the front dish in focus and the back fuzzy? We call it bokeh. Some of you might have heard that term. I do it with expensive lenses. I do it with years of experience, editing, and all sorts of other things. You just flip that phone onto portrait mode. That's doing the exact same thing, and that's why it scares me. Okay? Apple is my greatest competitor. It's perfect for eye level and 3/4 length imagery. All right, most popular are overheads, what you're seeing here. So I'm not a real big fan of lifestyle blogging, but they have this angle on lock. It's stuck. I could post a photo of my newborn next week, and I'm actually having a newborn next week. And my overhead photos of pho would still be more popular. They would still get more likes. People love the style. All right, so how do I do that? I hover over the food. I bounce that light back in from the window. No portrait mode on this one, though, guys. You want to do Just your standard iPhone shot, you want to select the highest item and focus on that. And that's going to give you everything in focus. And boom, you just made 357 people regret their lunch choice. All right. Throw in some ingredients when you can, some color. These pies, these holiday pies I shot for 225, they were brown. I had to have something. Metal utensils, sugar, red baking pan, or red baking, or whatever, roller pen. You know, those really help. Colored napkins are a must in any arsenal. All right, so I was a little technical there, but kind of let's get dirty with our food. I hate how all images just show a flawless dish. Like, I really want to show people eating and enjoying it. So don't spend the whole meal on your phone, but pick it up over those first few bites and dips and get the sauces out. So this was blackberry nachos, and I wanted to show a hand. All right, this was shot for Adrian's, and it was this whole huge dish. I couldn't really pick up the scope of that. So what I did is I broke it down into a small component. I took each component of the dish, laid it out into a small appetizer plate, but it really gives the feel of what that dish is, rather than a huge tuna tartare. This is a great way to incorporate all the elements. All right, people like photography because it takes them somewhere. You want to make people feel the meal that you're shooting. I try to do this by creating a dining scene rather than just a perfect dish. Take a bite, place a hand, spill on the table, slosh wine. This was for a major chain Santa Fe cattle company, and somehow I made their food look edible. All right, so I always get, do I eat all this? No, I beat the hell out of it when I'm shooting. I spent Tuesday photographing steak that had been painted in a blood oil elixir to help keep the sheen. If you ate most of the stuff I shoot, it would put you in an actual coma, not a food coma. Sweating glass, that's glycerin spray. Dripping ice, that's acrylic. Ice cream? No, that's mashed potatoes with chocolate sprinkles.